Hey, hey YouTube fragrance family, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all smelling well. Before I get to the topic at hand, I gotta go scent of the day. Okay. At work today, I actually wore the often hyped, super hyped Aventus. Nothing to say here. Aventus actually garnered compliments, big surprise there. But what I'm wearing tonight is the outstanding Invention Barbare by Parfum MDCI. So, scent of the day, scent of the night. So that's what I'm actually wearing. I'm wearing MDCI today for the fight. So, as you can see from the title, it's YouTube fragrance community versus Basenotes. Come on. It's about time somebody talks to those punks and tells them how it is, how it's gonna be. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm just playing with all of you. I love seeing these threads and Basenotes always happen. Like every 6 months, it's just like, there it is. Most of the time, it's just, you know, I kind of learned my ways through Basenotes when I was an early YouTube reviewer. I was trying to get my foot in the door. I was trying to get Basenotes and YouTube meshed together. I was trying to talk to the owner of Basenotes and try to mesh things together and get the YouTube fragrance community and Basenotes all together. Well, that's what it's all about. We're all family. We all, not all of us, but we all use different things we're all passionate about this hobby. We use Basenotes, Fragrantica. If there was a TV show, I would watch it about fragrances. Magazines, any kind of form for a hobby, I'm not going to ignore it. You know, this is my hobby. Some prefer certain things, and I understand that, right? But at the same time, some people take it a little far. Anyway, the reason why I'm posting this is actually because there was a thread made in Basenotes. It's actually something that has been talked about on Facebook groups and stuff like that. Usually I just go, it's not my place anymore. You know, a lot of us YouTube reviewers, we're not going to go out and, you know, defend our stance as far as these kind of threads go, you know, YouTube reviewers. And then, you know, some people in Basenotes just absolutely have really, you know, they just don't give us a chance. They don't want to give us a chance, or they have, and then all they have to say is things that are negative. But this one, I don't think this one was that malicious. I'm going to put a link down below for all of you out there. The YouTube fragrance army can go over there and crack some skulls over in Basenotes. Just kidding. Just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell them I sent you either. Coffee first. First and foremost, it's nighttime, but coffee all the time. I'm going to try not to make this video 20 minutes long because I know that's one of the gripes on Basenotes as far as YouTube reviewers go. But anyway, I'm not reviewing a fragrance, so this might go long. And maybe you'll stick around. So this is the actual, I printed it out. I got all the responses too. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But I don't think the poster's intent was actually malicious or anything like that. It's basically titled YouTube Reviewer Rant. If I didn't say it, I'm going to put the link down below. You guys can read it. This person is basically just ranting about us. And again, I don't think this was any type of malicious kind of, you know, YouTube reviewers suck and this is why, the 10 commandments of why we shouldn't have YouTube reviewers. I wouldn't put it past the Basenotes forum to do that, but anyway. This guy called Stash, sweet name by the way, actually a new member. They only joined Basenotes back February 2015. 400 posts though, that's pretty solid. Wrote this. Obviously they watched some of us, or this person. So I'm gonna go through these again, and this is not a video Basenotes versus YouTube. I just wanted to put that in the heading just to get a few clicks. Just kidding. Not really. So I'm gonna just go through and actually answer these. You know, you're saying this, and well, you're getting it from the source. Here I am. I don't know if any of this pertains to me, or even Stash, you even watch my videos. If you do, great. If this pertains to me, maybe you're gonna get some answers here. I know you've gotten tons of answers here, so let's take a look at it. Number one, Stop head-to-head fragrance comparisons against asking girls which is sexier. It doesn't work that way. When in the real world, do people have the chance to smell fragrance on a guy side by side to determine anything of value? It comes down to this: smelling a scent versus not smelling a scent. Girls don't salivate over someone's smell until a better smelling guy comes along and then start to chase him. They want you to smell clean, if anything, versus not wearing anything. But no one out there, when smelling something generally liked by the masses, is thinking, I like this, but too bad it doesn't have a leather note in it. They either like the smell or they don't. But versus testing is silly. Well, I guess he's got a point. I don't really have a real opinion on number one here, so I can't really tell you much. Yeah, so moving on. I don't really care about this topic, so I'm going to move on number one. Number two, stop reviewing CH men. Nice. Again, this is funny just because it's just like me telling Basenoters, all right, that's enough of Ventus reviews for now. You guys can stop now. We already know. Again, I've reviewed CH men. That's that boat has sailed. We get it. It's still riding. The revival tour started a year ago. Again, it's why bother? So why bother? Well, because again, I'm taking this point as a base note or fragrantica, anything like that. Everybody's judgment is valid. It doesn't really matter, you know, who says it. It doesn't mean that, you know, some of the biggest YouTube reviewers like Al and Fragrance Bros have reviewed a fragrance. Now, basically, yeah, there's no point in reviewing it. No, there actually is. Everybody's going to take a fragrance and have their own judgment. They might take a certain note out of a fragrance and say, hey, I get this out of this. That's my opinion. And then different reviewers have different styles, right? Some reviewers like to do, you know, like Al Street Scents, right? You're getting different perspectives that way. Fragrance Bros, again, we don't all agree. We don't all sound the same. It's just like base notes, right? There's different types of reviewers out there. So everybody's review, personally, YouTuber, base notes, it doesn't even matter. Magazine reviews, anything like that, personally, I think is great to have a review. He goes on, because you want the views and subscribers. Well, YouTube is about that, yes. But CH Men is a, you know, easily accessible fragrance. A lot of YouTube, you know, a lot of people, you know, they don't have the, you know, the money to go, all right, I'm gonna buy this whole shelf of fragrances that are right beside me here. Not everybody's got this kind of income. CH Men, highly, you know, easy to purchase. It's everywhere. People can get samples, things like that, and give their two cents. So I think, why bother? Well, that's basically what I'm trying to say here is, you know, will it get views and subscribers? Yeah, it's popular. It's just like myself. You know, I haven't reviewed Aventus, but I know once I review Aventus, it's like automatic. You know, the subscriber rate's going to go up, the views are going to go up, and depending on the review, the likes or dislikes are going to go up, depending. But again, it depends on the reviewer themselves. And stop calling it your favorite fragrance of all time if you just joined YouTube like a month ago and obviously were steered here by the hype train. Well, that's not really obvious. Even then, you know, your self-stash, you've been a joined data on base notes here, February 2015. Doesn't mean you're a newbie in the fragrance game. You could have been a fragrance, you know, some guy that's, you know, has 20, 25 years of experience in the industry and you just joined base notes. Does that mean you're less valid? Your opinion's less valid? It doesn't really mean that. It doesn't mean they just joined YouTube and they were steered by this hype train and decided to join YouTube. Again, that's just my personal opinion. I really think that this is kind of being not closed-minded, but yeah, pretty much closed-minded. Really, of all time, you're gonna see a lot of that on YouTube. Unfortunately, you know, a lot. Not a majority of reviewers, but some reviewers, you know, it's the next best thing, right? You know, GIT was hot like 4 years ago. Now people are trying to get the most unique creeds, right? To try to get the audience going, right? Muscat Ravageur was, you know, 4 years ago. Nobody's really talking about it. Tobacco Vanille, things like that. These were fragrances that were the next best thing on YouTube. Now it's, you know, you gotta go rarer and, you know, to get the audience going, right? That's the mentality. You know, as for an example, you know, people have talked about, let's say, Aventus. Let's say Creed comes out with Aventus Extreme. I don't know why they would, but they would. You know, this thing would be jumped on like that. You want to get views, you want to get subscribers, people want to know about it. That is going to be the next thing that people are going to be reviewing. All right, next. Stop jumping on just released fragrances, trying to beat your fellow reviewers to the punch. Yeah, I see a lot of that in the YouTube fragrance community. I don't think it's... Competition's there. I'm not going to lie. There's competition there. Everybody wants to be the first, you know. Even myself. When I first started, I was like, I got the exclusive on this. I'm excited. Anybody that knows me on my channel now in the past couple of years, I buy a bottle, I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to dissect it, and I'm going to enjoy it, and then review it. Again, people have been asking for an Aventus fragrance review, and I bought it like right when it got released. I didn't jump to review it. You don't hear me talking about Aventus that much on my channel. Except for in this video, I've mentioned Aventus a gazillion times. But this is good stuff though. But those kind of reviews are handy, you know? Maybe you're not going to get the whole spectrum of the fragrance as you're saying here, you know, all brand new fragrance reviews, came out a day ago, time for a review. Yeah, why not? It's same concept as Basenotes, it's Fragrantica. Ultra Male came out, you know, Jean-Paul Gaultier's new Le Male. I got excited about it. I went to Fragrantica, clicked on it saying I need this. Obviously, don't have it yet. But, you know, I'm going to look down and see what people are thinking. And then there's those reviewers. You know those reviewers that, you know, the fragrance hasn't come out yet. But those guys, you know, they write like crap or blah, blah, blah. Or they say how much longevity they're getting. And you're like, it hasn't been released yet. Why are you saying this? Why is there a rating on this? But that always bothered me. But no, that's great. You know, just like Basenotes, you know, if I go to, what would you say, Dior Sauvage, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube already. I could go on Basenotes, there's probably a bunch of reviews on it. It's the same exact thing. People want to know about it. It doesn't really matter, you know, if the review's done a day or, you know, they've tested it once and they do a review. There's different kind of reviews out there. If you're looking for something that's more in depth, you can be on my channel, subscribe to me, and wait, you know, 10 years for me to review this, while you're a little old grandpa with a white beard still waiting on me to review it. Should I pull the trigger mark on Aventus? Well, just wait 10 years, we'll see what I think. So everything is, I don't know, personally I think this is, I know where you're coming from. I know some reviewers do this, you know, what's the next hype? How am I going to get my channel recognized? And this is a good way of doing it. I've said that before on my channel. I'm not one to do it, but other reviewers love to do this. Brand new designer fragrance reviews that just got, or fragrances that just get released right away. This is a way to get subscribers and views. It is. It's a good way of doing it. But at the same time, people want to know. So give them the information. It's probably not the most relevant or the best in-depth review that you'll get online, but I could say the same thing with Basenotes, right? So just letting you know, blah blah blah. What else did you say? Why should your opinion be of any value? I've kind of tackled that. Give it some time, test it out, wear it on your skin for a few weeks. First impressions mean diddly squat. Well, I don't know about that. First impressions are always good to know. That's why I have like a sampling sample piece on my channel. Sampling samples is exactly what it is. I tell the user what it is. It's a sample. I used it maybe 2-3 times, and this is what I think about it. My idea could change. That's why it's a sampling sample. So full-fledged review, you know, my Green Irish Tweed review, in that case, give it a 10 out of 10. There's a reason why. I've worn quite a bit of it. I've tested it. So, next. Number 4. While I'm on it, stop trying to start the next big hype. Again, this is something that is, I wouldn't say YouTube exclusive, but it's something, you know, you got to get yourself recognized sometimes. And some reviewers do this on YouTube. You know, they try to hype a fragrance that hasn't been talked about much on YouTube. You know, I could go, I don't know, what hasn't been talked on YouTube? Let me pop this open. Let me take a look at something. Let me hype up, let's see, a couple bottles. Here's a bottle that nobody on YouTube has. Hey, fidèle by goodness. There we go, the next big hype. Let me tell you about this. 10 out of 10, best fragrance I ever smelt in my life. Go buy it. That's a good review, right? That's a good trick. And then next week I'm going to have a new one. I'll go in this curio cabinet and tell you about it. That is, you're right. Some people do that. But again, some people get excited about it. It's our passion, right? It's our hobby. I get excited. Like the last one, you know, Enchanted Forest. This was me. I got excited about this fragrance. I wanted to tell everybody in the fragrance community, you know, if you're looking for something with blackcurrant, Enchanted Forest is the best blackcurrant that I've smelt in my fragrance journey. A lot of people, you know, take my opinion to heart and they go, you know what, I have the same taste as Mark. I kind of want to see what this fragrance is all about. And I've been excited, you know, I'm excited on camera. I'm saying, you know, go check this out. I made my #2 for spring. I've been wearing it constantly. Am I giving it a push? Am I hyping it? Un petit peu. Just un petit peu, just a little bit. But at the same time, it's valid. I am excited about this fragrance. I'm not, you know, I'm not getting backed by the company. I'm not, you know, maybe 5 years from now, I'm not going to be as excited. But that's how we are in our hobby. We get excited about a brand new toy, right? So, yeah. So these hype jobs are horrible. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. But at the same time, some of them is just pure excitement. I know some reviewers like Renee. This guy's just... You put a fragrance bottle in front of his nose and he just can't stop. He's excited. 10 out of 10. Where can I get this? I want some more. But you know, some fragrance heads are like that. And on camera, they have that personality. And I do it. You know, I've tried to calm myself down a little bit, you know, especially on my full-fledged reviews. You guys know I don't throw out 10s like candy anymore. Not that I used to, but really... I take my time and I try. This is, you know, this is a hobby for me, but I absolutely love it. And I want to, you know, help you guys as much as I can. Next, why do you show your 2 milliliter sample vial when you don't have a bottle? Who cares? What, you think we don't believe you smelt it? I don't know. That's just a... You know, I don't do it on sampling samples. I don't bother going, here's my vial. I hope you guys believe me that I actually sample these fragrances. I'm sure you do. You've seen my sample kit. You've seen how much money I spent on this hobby. No, I'm not making things up right now. But, you know, it's just something to show. You know, sometimes it's just, I think it's just human nature. You know, you're on camera and you're just talking and you just feel like saying, this is what I did, blah, 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 this is what it is. I know some people find it like kind of awkward, you know, the guy's holding the vial and doing this and trying to show you the name. This is how much juice I've worn. No. But I understand that. But at the same time, as far as the sample vials go, who cares? I don't know, it's about you have a problem them showing it. But a lot of YouTube reviewers use sampling for their channel, and I'm 100% behind that. There's a lot of reviewers like Brad, for example, one of our long-standing reviewers. He uses samples all the time. That's all he talks about. Doesn't mean his opinion's not valid. This man, you know, he gets the samples, he smells them, and he gives you his opinion. If you don't think that's valid, then you move on, right? But some people actually like that. And that's what other, you know, there's different kind of reviewers on Basenotes too. People use samples all the time. Those Basenoters, I'm telling you right now, a lot of those Basenoters, it's 100% sampling, man. It's 100% sampling. Next. Reading Fragrantica and repeating who the parfumier is, what the notes are, when it was made, does not constitute a review. Well, this is aimed at me, baby. Again, this is what I prefer. You know, I use my YouTube fragrance channel, my full-fledged reviews, as almost a library. It's like me telling my subscribers, you don't have to go to Fragrantica. You don't have to go to Basenotes. You can watch a Robes 08 full-fledged review. If you want to know what the Parfumier is, you know, if you're interested in, you know, Jean-Claude Elena fragrances, if you hear that in my fragrance review, you're going to jump up and take notice. Okay, maybe I'm going to do some research on this fragrance. I really like a lot of fragrances from this Parfumier. Again, you can do the research yourself, of course. The notes, same thing. I like to emphasize the notes, tell you what's in it, and what I think is the major notes. I think that's something that intrigues me. So my reviews are reviews that I would actually watch myself. That's why the format of my reviewing channel is the format it is. Does it constitute a review? No, that's hardly anything of the review. If people want to know that stuff, they can look it up. Yeah, of course. You're not offering some great insight here. It's public knowledge. Of course. 7. We want more chicks' opinions. Just one girl smelling a fragrance on your video now and then doesn't represent a variety of opinions, which we can draw a general average. That really doesn't pertain to me. I get opinions from various people. I'm not one to, again, that's just not me. Fragrance is more of a personal thing for me now. It never was, you know, it's not to attract chicks. It's just, I'm past that. That's not the part of my life, and that's what I'm hoping my viewers are all about. I'll tell you about the compliment factor very shortly. It takes me 1 minute to tell you the compliment factor, and that's because I've been testing it, and I get compliments, I write them down. But it might be from like a 20-year-old girl, it might be from a 50-year-old woman. It could be from a 25-year-old male. It could be from anywhere. I don't really take much, how can I say, you know, if a guy goes on the video, he has a YouTube fragrance channel, and he has like 10 super hot chicks around him, and he's got a fragrance, and he goes to the 10 super hot chicks and they all smell fragrance and they all love it, that is not going to persuade me to get the fragrance. It just isn't. It's not something that really attracts me to a fragrance review. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's different reviewers. Again, it's the same thing with Basenotes, right? Is there some sort of YouTube template? I don't know about that's making these silly colorful block letters, exclamation points. What is this? The 70s? Be a little more professional and original. Everyone looks the same now. Well, that's the thing, right? With YouTube, even with Basenotes, guys, any kind of media, people are going to take what's successful and copy it. That's what it is. It's in everything, you know? It's in our fragrance game. 1 million sells quite a bit. Then you got a whole bunch of fragrances that smell like 1 million. One fragrance brand releases an extreme version of their fragrance. It sells a boatload. Then you see everybody else selling these fragrances. They're all releasing them. Same thing in the YouTube world. Somebody sees, you know, a top fragrance reviewer doing certain thing, and the other guy, you know, that only has 100 subscribers goes, hey, you know what, the top dog's doing it, I'm going to do that. I'm going to jack that, and I'm going to do the exact same thing he's doing because it's working. It's not only pertaining to just fragrance reviews, it's in everything YouTube based, and I mean everything. But it's the same thing with Basenotes, right? If you're into writing fragrance reviews on Basenotes, you got this guy that everybody's looking up to, right? This guy's done, you know, 10,000 fragrance reviews, and everybody thinks that this guy's opinion is God, and this guy writes a certain way. You want to emulate that so you can get, you know, more views, more people to get your opinion across. So again, I see where you're coming from, but at the same time, it's always going to happen. So anyway, I don't, you know, going from the start of the video saying that this guy's not very, you know, this wasn't really a malicious kind of thread. I do see a lot of things that, you know, he's pretty angry here. He's pretty upset. That's not very good. I love the comments following. And I know, like, some people are really good. Like, why watch something that you dislike if, you know, no one's forcing you? Things like that. I like that. I'm just going to go through the comments. Hey, if you guys want to shut this video off, you can. It's probably long enough, and a lot of Basenoters are going to comment down below. It's been too long. Unboxing videos. Apparently they're not very fun. Don't like free content. Don't fucking watch it. There you go. Fan of Devin's getting angry. Unboxing videos are good for checking your bottle and box against it if you think you have a fake. Personally, unboxing videos are that's something that I showed in my videos all the time. They're always in my my full-fledged reviews. You guys see the box and the bottle and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of companies now are changing presentation almost really like every, like 3-4 years. I'm seeing that. The more I'm getting into this hobby, I'm seeing, oh shit, I'm getting, half my bottles from the designer game are vintage fragrances. Now the reformulations are kicking through. The boxes are different. The bottle looks different than the one on my YouTube channel, which I'm showing people, hey, this is an authentic bottle. Oh, not anymore. This is not what it's going to look like in the store anymore. So, is it a good thing? Yeah, it helps people out. Yeah. Naked unboxing, oh that's nice. You're never gonna see me doing that. There's some really good comments here. Head Nick, look at this. The Mr. The man with the most posts on Basenotes, Head Nick. This guy always on a thread. Always posting. This guy, look at this. Post 111,729 posts. Holy shit, buddy. What do you write? Where is it? Glad I never bothered to view these online reviews. Well, no, you don't have time. You're posting on Basenotes every freaking minute. Just playing with you. No. Don't mix my words here. Everybody's gonna be like Headnick versus Robes08. No, he used to watch my videos. I remember when I first started, you know what? Headnick was my biggest supporter when I used to post on Basenotes. I don't anymore, for reasons. But yeah, this guy used to post on obviously, on every single one of my threads, and he'd be like, I'm watching your videos. Apparently not anymore. Probably too long. And obviously you got the token, like 4 or 5 Basenoters that say Ash 4245 is the king of the YouTube fragrance game. Sure. And then there's always some people in these threads that say, if you don't like it, why don't you go ahead and do it yourself? Which is awesome advice, right? If you don't like what you see, do it yourself. And that's what I did. Well, it's not what I did. It's not like I didn't like what I was seeing. I saw an opportunity. I was like, hey, let's start reviewing. Here, Lionheart. I think some of you guys are missing the point. He enjoys watching the content. He clearly cares enough about it to make a thread such as this. So again, I don't think, I'm going with Lionheart here. I don't think it was really malicious. I know some of the wording in there is like, give it up. This is not what we want to see, or things like that. And everybody should be open to criticism. If you're a YouTuber, you should be. You should always be open to what not your target audience, but your subscriber base. I know, if you're a diehard Robes08 channel viewer, if you're gonna ask me to review something, again, I probably haven't reviewed it because look at me. I got lots to do, but I'll take your opinion. And I'll dissect it. I'll say, you know what, you got a point. No. I don't think there's anything really that much better or anything else that I could really talk about. Then they talk about Tim Sweatkoff's unmade bed in the background and how people, YouTube reviewers, should dress up a little more. I'm not even going to get into that. But anyway, this was just a fun little video. It's probably 30 minutes long just because of the way I like to talk. But I think it's a fun little video. I like to discuss things that are happening in our community. This is just me trying to answer this. My personal opinion, again, I don't, even though the title of this video is going to be just a clickbait, I'm one to say we're all in this together. I've kind of stop trying to integrate YouTube and Basenotes. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. I really wanted YouTube reviews to basically be with the written reviews and put us in there, because we're, you know, a fairly young community, the fragrance community on YouTube. Again, we got lots to learn. We got a lot more people coming in through the ranks, and we're gonna get, you know, more and more experienced nose coming on the camera and tell their stories, talk about fragrances, different opinions. It's all good. Even though I've had so many threads, you know, on Basenotes Fragrantica, kind of attacking myself as a reviewer, sometimes even personally. Rant. Alright guys, I guess this is my rant. I'm done cleaning this up. Thank you everybody that's watching or watched, you know, a minute of this video to the whole thing. Much love to the fragrance community, everybody in it. I don't care if you're from Basenotes Fragrantica, YouTube, you hate me, you love me. It's all love, because we're all in this together. We all love this hobby. We all love the beautiful juice, and that's all we're here for, to share and keep learning. You know, nobody's an expert in here. I don't care how much you know about fragrances. You can never have, you know, enough knowledge. So it's all gravy. It's all love. Thank you everybody. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I love hearing from you, and people from Basenotes, join in. You want to join in? Join in. I want to hear everybody. So thank you very much for all the support, my subscribers. Love y'all. And I'm going to be back with another one. Next review, you guys know it. If you're a Robes08 channel lover, you know it. Fat Electrician is next from Eldo. I can't wait to talk about the vetiver-based fragrance from Eldo. Ooh. Keep an eye out on that one. And of course, a lot more on the channel. So thanks guys for watching. Have a good one.